Today I'll be doing my part 1 of stage 1 mods. Nothing too severe. As you see, my car is totally stock except for my lights I did in the back. They are VHT nightshades with a couple of clear coats. The car is dirty. I haven't washed it yet because it's been kind of bad weather here in Arkansas last couple weeks and had a chance to wash it. So this is what I'll be doing for stage 1. This is what I call my stage 1. As you see, I got torque solution, shifter cable bushings, and also the shifter base bushings right here. I heard we have to add a couple of washers to these, otherwise you won't be able to get your car in reverse. I'll probably be doing those later. And I did get the Injen short ram intake. I know some people get these confused with, their cold air intakes. This is not a cold air intake, this is the short ram intake. There's not much difference in performance wise between the short ram and the cold air, so it was a little bit cheaper to do that. And of course I will be doing the lower mount bushings, 75A, sorry. That'll probably be part 2 of the stage 1 mods because I have to get my jack from my father-in-law. I'll be trying to do this from this point of view. I do have a action cam I'll probably put on my head on some closer ups to where the bolts are and whatever bushings we have to replace, and certain hoses and stuff like that. So hope you guys like it from this point of view. First couple steps are pretty easy. You got the 2 hose clamps here and here, and then the 2 Phillips heads you can use, or you can use a ratchet. Depends on your preference if you don't want to strip out the screw or not. Most of the time you won't though. The next step is to take out, I believe there's 3 bolts, and they're 10mm size, so that goes to the intake. Make sure you don't lose them. Especially if you want to go back to stock. I believe the new Injen intake does not use the stock bolt mounts for the new intake. So if you want to make sure you're going to go back to stock before you trade in your car or whatnot, make sure you use these bolts. This car only has about 900 miles on it, so of course this filter's going to look brand spanking new. Stock OEM one. So make sure you get the other bolt out before you lose it in the frame somewhere. You should be able to pull it out. Intake tube was going to be I might have to get a flathead screwdriver or something to help pry that off. There you go. Getting that screwdriver in there to pry it out helps me a lot. Next thing to do is I'm going to take the negative battery cable out. Actually, I'm going to take the whole battery out to begin with because I have to get down there to the shifter linkage to take out the bushings to put the new ones in. So that'll be the next step to take this out. The reason why I didn't take this off to begin with was because I was going to take it off anyway, so I went straight ahead to go for the intake itself, get that out of the way. It'd probably be a good idea to go and stick something in the hole to keep anything from going inside. Be a smart move. Keep dirt out. Keep dirt out of the engine. Yeah, just be smart. The reason why I'm using it is because I'm too lazy to move it down from going on the shifter. The intake bolt hasn't got down yet. There's no point to. To be honest with you, waste time. That should all get loose enough. Always take the negative off first, and then you can move to the positive. Get that out of the way. Looks like you have a bolt down here. I'm not sure the size yet, but I'll pretty much tell you as soon as I figure that out. There's two different size bolts for the battery tray itself. For some, I understand that newer cars now starting to put the ECU in the engine bay. I still hate that. I know they say they're waterproof or heat proof, yada yada. I've never liked it from the beginning. I've always liked them inside the car. But it looks like that's also going to be able to come off of the battery tray itself to get down. So I'll probably be able to move the ECU away also. So we'll figure that out. It looks like to be able to get the battery out, there's a clamp down here that clamps it in. The bolt that's on it is actually a 12 millimeter, so take that off. Clamp that holds in the battery. Now the battery should no right. Yep. Slide here. Don't damage that heat shield for the battery. Alright, looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll help you out here. So there's one here, here, and here. Looks like there's 4 of them that are 12. Actually, no. It's like there's 3 that are 12 millimeter and 2 that are 10 millimeter. To get this battery tray out. Yes, the ECU does have to come off of the battery tray. Looks like that's where it's being held. but it looks like that's the only bolt. It looks like it's also being held by 3 other bolts, the frame of the car. I don't think I have to worry about that. Just remember where all these bolts go too. Probably a smart way to do it is put it in a baggie and write them all down so you know exactly which way they go. I've done cars all my life. I can pretty much tell where all the bolts go by remembering them. Picture memory. Not very good at speaking though, I'll tell you that much. I'm pretty sure you guys can put me on for that one. Never been very good at the speech type. Alright, let's put this on 12, this 10, and I'll take these off. See, I almost dropped it on the plane there. I'm trying to get too much of a hurry. All the ones I see are off. Looks like there is another bolt that was actually hidden behind the ECU. If you actually pushed it back a little bit, you'll see a 12mm bolt back there. So swap out these sockets again. Go back in there and get it out. Well, actually, looks like the ECU is so tight that I actually have to move the ECU to get it to move. That sucks. So looks like it is both a 10mm again for those. So you don't do that. Might be able to just use this one bolt to take out. Might be able to move the ECU just. Oh yeah, that moves a lot more. I don't have to use the other bolt. So we'll remove the other bolt. I'll move that back now. This last bolt. Alright, so there's the battery tray. There was that bolt that was behind there. I'll get that out now. Alright, looks like we got some cables in the way. I should move these out of the way so it get a little easier to the shifter bushings, shifter cable bushings. And then I'll probably have to put on the personal camera to show you guys a little bit more detail. The camera on the stand probably is not a best look for you guys, so let's see what I can do. Alright, looks like there's, see, this is the one clip here and there's another clip here. Look how easy they are to take out. Yep. Easy, easy. Okay, so we take this right out. We got a washer on it, so don't lose that. Most most likely is. You see there's rubber in here, which is so much slop. It's amazing I can move it around with my finger. And that's the reason why the shifter is so, I guess, it feels old even though it's new. It's kind of amazing how auto manufacturers do this. I get it. They try to do it for comfort and whatnot. But yeah, it might be able to pop that horn out pretty easily. Just be careful. You don't want to. Look at that. Look at this. Like I said, if you ever want to take a car back to stock, what I normally do is I take my cars, if I ever trade them in, I take every little mod back off internally in the motor or the transmission or stuff like that. My truck, I actually took the stock converter back off of it to sell it. So it's been around selling for almost the same price you actually bought it for. You actually save money. So always keep your OEM stuff. You never know when you trade it in. Make a buck off of your mods you originally thrown in the car and just throw your OEM stuff back on. There you go. That is just unbelievable.
Someone said if you were mad
get your new parts out
in the dark, I'll wait for you. Just open your arms to me. Let me see what you can see. Won't you take me there?
much got the battery tray and the battery back in. I already had hooked them up already just because it's been off long enough. The ECU will retune itself after the intake's on anyways. So I went ahead and just got that out of the way. Take the trash thing or whatever you plug in there to keep the trash out of it. Now it's time to do the intake. first things first. It's got this little coupling right here. Not for sure it was, you know, what material this actually is. And it looks like it's a 2-ply. Yeah, as you see, there's 2 layers of string in there to help bind it up. So I'm going to put this on the inlet right here, and I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up. And I like to show, you know, the symbols of the brand and stuff like that. Also, you know, it's, like I said, it's Injen technology on here. Just it makes it look a little bit more showy when you go to shows or whatever, and you want to pop that hood, as everyone always says. I'm going to show that bling off. I don't necessarily do that, but every now and then when you go to the car group or whatever, it'll, well, it's nice to show what you got every now and then. Spacing's all nice and even, so you get a nice clean plant. Otherwise, you have to go get air that escapes. I don't know if you necessarily use grooves on the intake, but that one in little cars. I don't want to make it too tight yet, just in case I have to adjust it. So now it's time to get the piping out. It does come in nice plastic bags to keep it from getting scratched up. Very nice. Here's the tricky part. Keep it clean. Well, gotta go like that. What I had to do was I ended up putting the coupling on wrong. So let's try this again. So that does fit. So I'm going to get this in a clamp. Okay. Loosen it up a little bit to get it around the coupling. By the way, I know I have probably made a lot of mistakes and whatever, but this is my first actual how-to video, I guess you want to say. I do a lot of other videos with like the car racing and stuff like that, and 0 to 60 vids and all that. I figured I'd just try something new for once. I'm not trying to make my channel grow. I think it's just unique when people actually just do how-tos of cars or computers or hell, even game guides. Okay. Now I can be able to put this one on here. They're gonna put too tight in your rudder anyway. And that's how to put the engine intake on. Pretty neat. I'm going to go ahead and put our tools down, and I will do a startup. Make sure nothing falls in the engine bay or whatnot. This is a cold start. I'm gonna let it warm up a little bit before I rev it up.